This playthrough is rated M for mature.
How many more teams can converge on this place? Greetings and salutations, viewers. Vauldemare back here with another episode of Shadowrun Hong Kong. In the last episode, we started the Ares Asia Holding section to help Ractor with his thing, and also just another job in general. But along the way, we ran across another group of Shadowrunners who were also on a job. But luckily, through some working together and making compromises, we decided to take a piece that we need for our job and a piece they need for their job. Now, you can't take everything, and Ractor does build something for him that we can use later. And it is useful, but it's not as useful as having these guys just help just with the numbers, especially if you're playing on harder modes. But two, they actually help you later on in the story, so that's also a plus. But that's up to you depending on how you're playing. But either way, we've got this group with us, so let's go through the... And technically, you can tell them to run off on their own and do whatever they're doing. They don't have to come with you. It's just, you know, extra bodies and all this other stuff. But anyway, we have to jump through the subway system here. Yeah, they reuse some assets, so we've already seen this when we went through the museum thing, but I don't mind when games reuse assets to extend as long as it's slightly just different enough to where it's not obvious, or at least they do something slightly different. The worst offender I'd say is like Dragon Age 2. That game was really bad about reusing assets where you had to do the same dungeon, I swear, 10 to 20 times, and they were like, oh, this is a different place this time, except you went to the same place every time. And yeah, that game was rushed. Even if I generally like it, I easily see the problems with it, and it's not one of those I'd play regularly. A piercing howl cuts through the silence of the empty station. It's distant, but probably won't be for long. Better move, and move quickly. Gaichu sniffs the air, expression intent. God dogs, they are headed our way, undoubtedly tracking us by scent. We need to keep moving, or they'll be on us very quickly. Alright. Oh, let's save this little thing here. Warning, condemned area, no entry. Well, I'm gonna enter it anyway. Boo-hoo. Alright. Ooh, we got a little locker here. Let's see what's inside. Alright, we'll take the advanced med kit too. We'll just put it in our stash. I don't actually need it for this run. We haven't had enough trouble anyway. We're playing normal mode, and we've already got plenty of power by this point, so... Oh, generator controls. Let's see. This control panel seems to connect to the backup generators powering the disused section of the old central MTR station. The readouts indicate that backup batteries have sufficient power to keep lights on, but the remainder of the power is devoted to operating secondary doors. If you could turn this off, you could prevent knight-errant forces from getting in except from the way you came. Heck yeah! If we have Intelligence 4, we can do it ourselves. However, if you have Ractor with you, I think Ractor is the only character who has that high of an intelligence to be able to actually do that, at least at this point anyway. I don't know if Isabel can do it. I don't think she technically gets an option here, so. But anyway, have Ractor power it down, so if you have him with you. With a whine, the generators spin down and the lights go down. So now, everything's quiet, so now we can get the drop on any knight-errants that are in the way, or anyone else for that matter. So, if we go this way, let's see. Nope, there's some knight-errants sitting there. Hey, what happened to the lights? Those jokers at Central promised us we'd have power down here. Beats me, this place is falling apart. I wouldn't be surprised if the wiring was home to a pack of devil rats. The sooner this day's over, the better. And yeah, it looks like we got a enforcer and a captain sitting there, so we can get a free shot off of them. So, let's see. So let's do me. Let's see, knight captain or an enforcer. Yeah, let's attack you. Are you kidding me? I missed? I missed. With a, wait, was it 87? Are you serious? That is, oh, I hate that. I hate that so much. That is so stupid. Alright, anyway, sorry. I really hate missing when it's really good percentages. Like, that's terrible. Oh yeah, Raptor, let's have you overclock him. Alright, can I get a good shotgun blast, or are they too far? No, eyesight blocked. Okay. Yeah, let's see if we can get a good shotgun blast on you. Oh, there's not. That's right, I forgot there was a secondary dude there, so. Ah, not enough for a multiple hit. Alright, that's fine. Gaichu, let's have you... Now let's just have you do Heaven Stance. Alright. Get him! Get him, Ray! Yeah, I can't believe I missed. Are you kidding me? That's so frustrating. I hate that. Oh, I'm gonna hit him if I do that. I should have moved him last. Oh well, that's fine. Maybe you guys will finish him off. Maybe. Nope, you're gonna be stupid. Of course you are. Thanks for armoring me, I guess. I can't believe I missed. That is so dumb. Yeah, I gotta defeat that conjurer before he summons a dude. And there's the guard dogs that Gaichu was mentioning. Alright, let's take care of you. Nice. That puts you out in the open. So let me hit you with just a regular bullet. That should be good enough. Yeah, let's hit you with a shotgun to the face. And Raptor, can you hit him from there? Probably not. Your hit's not that great. All your thing is into Koche. No. Alright, cool. I should have left Isabel where she was, so oh well. Let's see if we can hit them with that. Probably not. Didn't think so. Those percentages are her gun ability is not very strong. So actually let's do wild aim so we can hit a couple of us. And then flamethrower you. Boom. No crazy crits like the previous mission where I was getting like 50 damage every time I was hitting a dude. So yeah, that guy can summon guys. Maybe you could have easily done this without these guys' help. Well, actually, you could really easily. They're more of a meat sacks, really. Hopefully the dogs don't have enough movement to get an attack in, so it gives us a few turns to wreck him. Unfortunately, you all moved right next to him, so I mean I could still have Izzy hit him with a grenade, but I can only hit him with one anyway, so yeah, whatever. I'm taking the damage. They're like, hey, what the heck, man? I was like, dude, I don't care. Let's finish him off. And Raptor, let's see if we can get it. Yeah, not. Probably. Hey, I missed my allies. Alright. And killed one. Like I said, I don't really care if I hurt them too much, because whatever. Hell, this guy threw a grenade at his own allies, so, you know. And they still have plenty of HP, it's fine. Wow. I didn't even do that, by the way, folks. That was the AI hurting itself. So, how smart are they? But oh well, that could have gone a little bit better. And yeah, there's a summon spot if you had a conjurer with you, but nope. All right, let's keep going. Onwards to battle. All right. Oop, another dragon ley line. Let's see how far close I can get. That might be a good spot for a. All right, let's get everyone into. Not really any very good cover spots, are there? And the ley line is out in the open, so. Let's see if that's too close. Okay, looks like we're fine. So I can. Basically, I'm just putting people in position. Yeah, sorry, I'm not gonna put myself in the. I mean, I am putting my group in possible for a grenade, but. All right, I think we're good. As long as you guys don't run into. I forgot they attack like on their own. Great. I was prepping myself, not gonna attack dudes. Yeah, I actually completely forgot that they actually will attack on their own when you do that. You would think they would fix the AI to where it only attack when you actively started the combat encounter. Hey, if they're taking the hit, whatever, but that's still annoying. Alright, wait, let's go into Heaven Stance again. Let's get you... you're about to die, so let's get you out of cover by attacking you with a melee weapon. And then I can hit you with Flamethrower. Let's hit us with Wild Aim first. Oh, I was hoping it would hit me within that range, but okay, that's fine. Whatever. Still a 92. Of course it'll miss. It hit! Okay, sorry. Sorry, this game just like does stuff to you where you're just like, it's gonna miss because obviously. Yeah, it still hit him. I don't care. Goodbye. Alright, crochet. Oh. Sorry, got you. There we go. But he got his healing back because he didn't get hit with any other attacks, so. Awesome. Now, let me look at my stats really quick. I probably don't have the stats for this, but nope. I mean, I could do that, but I don't know if I want to waste 5 points on that. There's a thing coming up ahead that if you have a Strength of 5 or Charisma 5, you can actually completely avoid an encounter. But the encounter is not that difficult. It's just to let you know that that is a thing that can happen if you do it. Oh yeah, there's also these turrets here, but they didn't really do anything, so. Alright, let's go to the next section. Who knew turning off the lights would be so useful? Alright, uh-oh. Huh, remember those emails from the last episode where they mentioned something about a troll kind of hanging around and doing some stuff? Well, here he is. As you move through the MTR station, several figures move to interrupt your advance. The leader is obviously a hulking brute of a troll. He cradles a heavy assault rifle in the crook of his cyberarm and reeks of stale cigarettes and casual brutality. The name Steel Tooth is stenciled across the flak vest beneath his jacket. His eyes narrow as you approach. That's far enough for you, punk! Steel Tooth gestures towards you with a barrel of his gun, taking a drag from his cigarette. My crew's had a long night. Nerves a little raw, you know, and crunching somebody's face always brightens my mood. Let me speak in small words so you don't misunderstand. He takes a long drag on a cigarette, exhaling the smoke through his nose. Give us the prototype laser, and we're gonna kill you so hard your ancestors feel it. That's really the best insult you could come with, really? Steel Tooth's face twists up in annoyance. Hell with you, little man. You think you're so smart. Let's see how smart you are with a bullet in your skull. His voice is like gravel over sheet metal. Glancing in your direction, Gaichu shifts a hand to the hilt of his sword. I believe we are more than capable of killing this troll and his allies. Should the situation escalate, I would not be particularly concerned about their chances of survival. You really think so, zombie? Maybe you're wrong, maybe not. Either way, you just signed up to be the first target. The troll takes a one last drag from a cigarette before spitting the butt out on the tiled floor. Wrong. Cigarette's done, which means your time's up. Hand over the prototype. Now! We had to ditch it back in those caves. KE is right behind us. Bullshit! No one dumps a payday like that, not unless they got no other choice. He fingers his rifle trigger nervously, however. They had guard dogs following us by scent, and the laser had a tracking device on it. Aw, hell, still, though I ain't buying it. Tell you what, we strip search you. If you don't have it, you'd be on your way. How's that? And if you have Charisma 5 or Strength of 5, you can convince them. And it actually does convince them, and the fight goes, and you just bypass them. So this is a way, if you just don't want to fight them at all, and you have this, that's why I was considering it, but I'm like, the fight's not that difficult. But if you have Charisma 5, you can say, the longer you hold us out, the closer they are to killing you too. Or Strength 5, where you can go, you try it, your arms come back as stumps. And then you can be like, oh, I don't have that. All right, to hell with you. All right. But unfortunately, they get first turn, because enemy always gets the first turn, which means I usually get hit. Yep. And a lot of damage gets done to me, because I hate that. I really hate that. That's worse if you're playing a build that's not super buffy like mine. So the first hit is really bad, and it usually hits for me. I wanted to at least hide and heal, but I'm not. There's not really any good spots for me, so I'll just have to heal. I had to waste a turn. Thanks, game. I hate how they always get a free turn on me. Alright, Raptor control mode. And then let's have you get into cover. Yeah, it's not much cover, unfortunately. Oh well, there's not much I can do about that. Alright, well, sorry, let me go over the enemies. So we got a Shadowrun Adept, a Samurai, Mage, and Steel Tooth. Steel Tooth's the strongest out of all of them, so obviously. Let's see. Gaichu, let's have you. Might still go ahead and put you in a Heaven stance just because. And it gets us into. And I one-shot him. I want to attack from this side, but oh, it's because he's just right on the. Okay, let's just do it. Nice. Alright, Isabel. I could try hitting with the grenade there. Awesome. Yeah, let's get you into cover too. Actually, let's move you over there just because. Alright, Crochet. Let's hit you with a shotgun. Ah, it did just enough damage. I appreciate the AI actually hitting me with the... Movement doesn't matter in this case. If the enemy is smart, it won't move from its position. Even though it's not the best cover spot. He still moved anyway. Ow. Ow. Yeah, like I said, this fight is not that difficult, so... I just crit him a couple times. Alright. Yeah, time to destroy his butt. Ah, line of sight blocked. Boo. Raptor, are you close enough to hit? Yeah, you can. Let's see, I can't. Okay, and I hit it from there. Okay, cool. Fireball. Made a bolt. The MTR train awaits. With it, the promise of safety and freedom from any more unforeseen complications. The Jarl nods in appreciation, extending a hand to you. Thanks for all the help tonight. I don't know if I'd been able to get out of here without you. The world's better off with people like you in it. What do you do now? He shrugs and grins. The usual. Make a handoff and get paid. Probably take a few more jobs out here. Got a lot of debts to pay off, you know. Nothing's free in this life. You keep safe out there, okay? We all gotta stick together. If we don't, we end up with bullets in our backs. Take care, Jarl. And that's it. So the job's done. So time to head on back. Yeah, I kind of probably could have played a little bit longer, but the episode would have been almost 2 hours. So, and the previous episode was already. That's the problem with this game specifically. This game is very wordy compared to the previous games, which is nice, but it makes episodes super long if I'm reading out everything, which I know some people don't like, but I like doing it. The MTR train pulls away from the station, and you've become lost in the crowd. Just another face traveling from Central towards Kowloon. Every second puts less distance between you and the hornet's nest of knight-errant soldiers you've left in your wake. With the data planted and the GPS module in your possession, it seems certain that Ares Asia will place the blame for your run at the doorstep of the Red Dragon Association. The loss of the prototype laser is unfortunate, but allies are often more valuable than gear, especially in the shadows. With any luck, they'll be able to pay you back soon enough. It'll be a little while, but yeah, they will. They're not joking there. I mean, either one's a solid choice. It's not that big of a deal, but, you know, if you're trying to play a nicer character, you know, do that, so... But anyway, we're back to town. You know what that means. Talk to everyone again. Yep. But we get 8 karma for this. Also, your comlink chirps. It's kindly Chang. Wiggles here. Come to the Mahjong parlor at once, Wiggles. I have something I want to show you. Your crew is already here. What's my crew doing there? Waiting for you. Her voice gets testy, like I am now. So hang up the comm and get over here. Alright, let's do it. We'll talk to everyone soon. We want to do... This is plot stuff. This happens after so much... after so many missions, plot stuff will occur. So let's do this, and then we can talk to everyone in town. I don't know if everyone has anything new. I know your teammates usually do for the most part, unless you haven't done their side mission. Like, I think Isabel doesn't have anything to say currently, but... Because we haven't done her side quest yet, so... Yeah, everyone's here. Raptor, Duncan, and everyone. So let's talk to Kindly Chang, see what the plot's dictating now. As you walk through the Mahjong parlor, you see your crew waiting for you. Clearly uncomfortable to be so close to the Triad boss. Then you see why. Kindly Ching's cheeks are flushed and glowing. She's already hit the ball pretty hard. Oh, Wiggles, you're here. Excellent. Yes, Wiggles, it is good to see you. Even though we were just on the job, but whatever. They both have expressions that say they'd rather be anywhere else. Well, they're both antisocial people. Like that's just their personality. So, don't keep us in suspense, Auntie. What'd you find out about the plastic-faced man? Kindly Chang takes out her PDA and gently places it on the table in front of her. The wiretap we placed on the police force has borne fruit. Her mouth breaks into a wolfish grin. Her eyes take on a feral gleam. She appears fueled by alcohol and vengeance, a hungry beast on the hunt. My people had delivered a snippet of a recorded video call between the plastic-faced man and the Chief Inspector Crate of the Special Duties Unit. Well, this should be good. Should we take a seat? Unfortunately, it's only a snippet. There were some technical difficulties with the tap. Of course there was. She glances at Bao, who nods back at her. The person responsible is sacked. Probably literally and figuratively. Chang reaches out a lacquered fingernail, hunts for the button she's looking for, and stabs it in victory. There's a loud crackling noise at the beginning of the recording, followed by a squelching squeal that makes Gobbet cover your ears in pain. When the video record begins, the man's voice sounds far away as if he's talking through a thick pane of glass. The woman is louder, closer. Let's say that again. There's something wrong with this line. I said my client isn't interested in hearing more excuses, Inspector. Actually, I don't know if you can actually hear that. I'm just going to say it again. I said my client isn't interested in hearing more excuses, Inspector. Because I might have covered my mouth way too much and you probably couldn't hear it through the mic, so sorry about that. I was trying to be cool and then like, that probably won't work. That's what I thought you said. I'm not making excuses, mister. I have a department to run. Not for much longer. Those two Westerners... I'm sorry, I'm doing this voice wrong. Not for much longer. If those two Westerners aren't found, they're linked to this Raymond Black somehow, and my client wants them out of circulation immediately. Those two runners are his accomplices, too. The little orc and the dwarf with the cyberdeck. Gobbet looks at Isabel and wide-eye and swallows hard. Isabel winks back reassuringly. I'm aware, Inspector. Thank you. We don't know how much any of them know about my client is adamant that the risk be mitigated immediately. I've already made this the SDU's highest priority. If Josephine wants some more resources on it, I'm going to need allocations for elsewhere in the department. That is a problem that can be speedily dealt with. My client wants this over now. No more excuses, no more fuck-ups, no more cops floating in the river. Kindly Chang smiles at that and pours herself a shot. Tell her we're redoubling our efforts. Very good. Dead or alive, you bring them to me. Dead or alive, you're coming with me. My client requires my personal verification that the threat has been eliminated. Hang on, this line is getting worse. There's a sharp crackle and the recording ends. Kindly Chang picks up her PDA and puts it away with a smile. She unscrews the cap of her bottle and pours herself a shot with a flourish. That's the guy we saw in the surveillance footage, the one who killed Raymond Black. She leans in to the PDA. That plastic face looks a lot cooler up close. I think it's kind of pretty. That video doesn't tell us much. I mean, we already know that there's an APB on us. All we're sure of now is that the man with the plastic face is definitely working for someone else, this Josephine. Is that all we have, Auntie? Our first name? It's not just a first name, Gobbet dear. It's the first name. Josephine Sang. She's the one pulling the strings. Kindly downs her shot and slams the glass upside down on the table. That disease-riddled dog fucker. I should have known it was her from the beginning. She drums her fingers on the table in front of her, and she had nerve to call down the heat on my runners. A nightjar? Oh, that scabulous fossil is going to pay. So a friend of yours? Chang makes a wet hacking noise in the back of her throat and spits on the floor. She's the CEO of Sang Mechanical Services and a member of the Hong Kong Executive Council. Her face turns to a mask of disgust. Josephine dog fucking Sang. CEO, huh? What do you know about her? She was Hong Kong's Philanthropist of the Year in 2054 and 2055. Children's hospitals, homeless shelters, food distribution centers. Good causes and the kind that get good PR because people are too lazy and myopic to look for the real people doing the hard work, the face-to-face with the poor work. Don't be so cynical, Isabel. Annie Chang smiles at her sweetly. Coming face-to-face with the unsanitized for video poor is distasteful, dear. You know that. Her face gets stony. Beyond being a CEO and a philanthropist, I also know that Josephine Sang is a lying, conniving bitch. And this is from this lady that owns a triad group. I mean, you're probably both in the same boat, really. The only reason we look at her kindly is she's helping us. That's it. Philanthropist and bitch. Those two things sound mutually exclusive. She snorts derisively. Wake up, Wiggles. Power is power. Whether you're providing children with 3 hots and a cot, or you're negotiating a treaty with multinational, it's all the same. Don't sound like you It doesn't sound like you like her very much.
Whatever gave you that impression, my dear?
Her wolfish smile returns.
No, my darling, I don't like Josephine saying, and I'm going to fuck her up. I'm going to fuck her up bad.
Care to elaborate on that, Auntie?
No.
She picks up her bottle of swill. Its serpentine fumes drift your way.
Not now, not today, but you'll be there, my darling. I'll make it a party.
What is Sang Mechanical Services?
Josephine's baby. It was a B-rated corporation before she married into the Sang family. After she fought for and won the contract to rebuild Kowloon Walled City, their fortunes rose high. They began a rise to power that eventually landed Josephine on the executive council.
Wait, so there's a connection between Josephine Sang and the Walled City?
Yes, the same place Raymond Black hired my runners to take him. I've already connected the dots. I don't know what it means, but it clearly means something.
What do you think the connection is between Josephine Sang and this plastic-faced man?
I don't know yet, but I will.
He called her his client. There may be some sort of lead we can follow. Shang nods at Wu. Her glance lingers at his biceps a moment before continuing.
Right now, all we know is that he is our instrument and the one who killed Raymond Black.
Raymond's not dead.
Yes, you may have mentioned that before a gun show.
She smiles at him reapprovingly.
Regardless, the plastic-faced man is still our best lead for figuring out what's going on.
Remind me who this executive council is again?
May I, Auntie?
Isabel breaks in, giving Connie Chang a chance to calm down a bit.
Hong Kong is run by a consortium of powerful corporations called the Board of Governors, who set up the Executive Council, an 8-member committee of exemplary Hong Kong citizens who represent the people and run the city on their behalf. But of course you don't vote for them. That would be too unpredictable. Instead, every 2 years, 2 Executive Council slots come up for election, and the corporations on the Board of Governors put up some possible candidates and vote among themselves in a closed-door session.
Closed door, huh? I'm shocked.
Of course, every single one of these candidates is on some corporation's payroll somehow. Wham, bam, instant government.
Let's cut to the chase. What's our next step?
There's not much we can do to touch Josephine Sang, as much as I hate to admit it. But the plastic-faced man is a different story. He's a third-party operative who's been careless, and he'll live to regret it.
Her little black eyes turn stony.
For a while. If Sang thinks she can take out 2 of my runners and get away with it, I'm going to have to explain things to her.
She pulls out a thick black cigar and runs it beneath her nose.
We're going to find the plastic-faced man, and we're going to hurt him. We'll hurt him until he knows everything he does, and then we'll use that to strike back at Josephine Sang.
She lights her cigar and takes a deep, deep puff.
You will have your vengeance, and I'll have my own satisfaction.
Guaranteed. She turns away and picks up the bottle.
Now get out. I have work to do.
All right, well, that's it for plot. So for now, we'll still do some jobs in the middle of it.
No time for runners now. I have other business to attend to.
And this guy just says the same thing. He's the guy we got that one job from. So now we can talk to everyone. Well, we could talk to everyone before, but we can now go talk to our allies and get their stories. They've got some new ones. Like I said, I think Isabel's the only one who doesn't have one. So let's talk to Law really quick and give him the payday on what just happened. He'll either give you some programs or a bit of new info. So Law is speaking into the air as you approach. His bulky goggles flash with an unusually diverse array of condition lights.
Yo, T0, I gotta go, man. This is the cat I was telling you about.
The goggles servos whine softly as a set of lenses focus on you.
Wiggles, what's going on? What have you been up to?
Wait, were you just telling someone about me?
Don't worry, T0 is a one poet. He's so cool. He's like a refrigerant.
So what can I hook you up with today? Got some metadata for you.
Yo, tell me what you got. The network runs on information.
The Red Dragon Association just got framed for industrial espionage at Ares Asia.
Damn, that's cold. How'd that go down?
Someone stole a prototype from Ares Asia while planting evidence.
Vicious! The buzz in the network is that they're getting chewed up right now over at Yao Zim Mong. I wonder if Ares is the chewer. Let's see what I got for you. Grab a program. Here's my surplus stack.
And you can get level 1 sniffer, decrypt medica killjoy. I don't care. I don't need any programs. Have you got any new?
I'll build this as expense data. One opponent recognizes intrinsic value information. Information is money. Boom!
You get 200 new yen for that.
It's a pleasure handling meta with you, Wiggles. Law beams happily. A little meta is like a fresh memory defragment. It makes my whole day better.
I've heard defragging like a system now is actually not, at least with the newer updates for Windows, I've heard that's not even the thing you need to do anymore. I haven't actually researched it. I've been hearing stuff like that recently. I'm like, I used to defrag my computer all the time so to make it run smoother, but they say it might not be a reason to do it. Let's see what Ambrose is up to. Like I said, I don't know if anyone has any major stories. We'll see, though. I don't remember every single like interaction with people. Sometimes after a certain point, they only have a handful of conversations before it stops. So Ambrose is staring at a flat panel monitor on the wall. A local news channel zoomed in on an ultra-modern aircraft carrier moored in Victoria Harbor. You follow the IGN story? A Kensai fighter wing from the Masamune did an honorable flyby of the executive council meeting today. They're rattling the saber hard. Everyone's being courteous as hell, but nobody's blinking. The IJN? The Masamune? What are you talking about? The Imperial Japanese Navy. They parked the carrier Masamune's battle group into Hong Kong for a visit. They're trying to intimidate the city. Nobody's having it, not in the Japan Corps. It looks like it's being driven on some sort of weird internal Japanese pissing match. The Imperial militarists want to cow Hong Kong and bring it under their umbrella. However, almost every megacorp, including all the Japan Corps, want Hong Kong to remain independent. Tensions are high. Is there any chance that Japan will take over the Hong Kong Free Enterprise then? No way, not in a million years. This kind of rooster show goes down all the time. Worse, that'll happen to a bunch more. There'll be a bunch more posturing, like the IGN has an accidental fire incident with a coastal boat. Somebody will test fires an anti-ship missile. The port authorities find the Masamune's paperwork lacking and charge them for exorbitant harbor fees. No one's like that. There's a bunch of square-haired idiots with muscle cars revving at each other. Just stay out of smuggler holes. The IGN likes to go on sprees of blowing them up to show you how well protected HK would be under their yoke. Ambrose snorts in amusement. Those honorary flyover fighters have live ordnance loaded. Ridiculous. Say what you will, though, the Kensai multi-role fighter is a sweet bird. Ambrose ogles a close-up of one of the shark-like jets on this wall screen. Twin Mitsubishi double Delta turbofan engines, ramjets, thrust vectoring, Generation 4 fight by wire. Hey, gorgeous. Do I have anything to worry about? Yeah, don't go into a bar full of drunk Japanese sailors with a free San Francisco t-shirt on. Ambrose snickers. This whole IGN drama is going to go on like it always does. The Japanese Navy will eventually realize no one is even paying attention. Then they're going to steam off in a huff and maybe blow a few smugglers out of the water. Happens all the time. Bah, politics. I can only talk about them so much. Let's move on. Yeah, you and me both, brother. You came here as a runner and now you're a busted up doc. What happened? Hey, I'm not busted up, you insensitive jerk. I'm economy size. Ambrose erupts in laughter, slapping the side of his wheelchair. He quickly devolves into shameless giggling. He stops giggling and cocks a sober eye at you. Seriously, though, that's some heavy shit. I'll take a while to tell. Do you really want to know? Yeah, I do. He praises you quietly. Well, you're doing good, Wiggles. I feel okay about telling you this. A run went bad. Ambrose spits on the floor emphatically, in clear defiance of his own prominent sanitary space, no spitting sign. Real bad. They used to call me Ripshot. I was on a 10-man crew. We were led by an ex-army troll named Icebreaker, former combat engineer, brutal guy. We did shadow running, armed robbery, office invasion, and underworld hits, anti-branding, just about anything, as long as we can make money and hide our tracks. If you have gang or shadowrunner, you can give them extra dialogue. In gang, you can say, that sounds more like heist crew than a runner crew. And if you have shadowrunner, you can say anti-branding. That's usually a euphemism for attacking someone's image with false flag terrorism. 10 people, that's huge. It was. We are Icebreaker's own little army. A lot of our work was high profile, real violent. We dumped a lot of bodies in the harbor. Then we had this one job. Ambrose pauses. He takes a deep breath. Yeah, I can sum this up real quick. Otherwise, I tend to get long-winded. What do you want? Give me the full story, man. We were breaking into R&D facility. It was a vanilla job. Cheap rent-a-cops, flawed security system, no problem. It was going like clockwork. I was out in the command van in Overwatch. Bam! Something hit the van like a freight train. Ambrose grits his teeth. His body visibly tenses in the memory. The walls crushed in on me. There was a flash of light, then darkness, stabbing everywhere. Pressure like a mountain falling on me, feeling crushed to pulp. Then I blacked out. Ambrose falls silent. He seems to be somewhere far away in his mind. The seconds tick by. Wait for Ambrose to continue. Then I woke up. I was in pitch darkness. I could hardly breathe. I was being burned by hot metal. The pain was indescribable. There was a shrieking like the metal was screaming around me in sparks. Someone was cutting through the wreck. A huge pressure lifted off me. There was a blinding light. Ambrose gives a tense sigh. He's trembling. It was our glove woman, Kieran. She pulled me out of the wreck, wrenched 4 tourniquets on me, shot me up with drugs, stuffed me in a security car she'd shot up. Karen jacked me in. I couldn't even hold my head up. I thought my spine was shattered.
Once I was rigged in, though, the pain in my meat didn't matter. I drove us out of there. I stayed conscious just long enough to get us to a friendly clinic. By the time I got us there, Karen was going down with brain swelling. Ambrose's eyes seemed to clear as if he's returning from far away. We got bam stomped right proper, slaughtered. They crushed the command van with a front-end loader and left me for dead. Everyone but me and Karen got wiped out. If you have drone control 4, you could say, you were the team rigger. How'd your construct vehicle blindside you? But we don't have that, so. Who ambushed you? I still don't know. Best I can figure it out is some sort of counter-intrusion team. Maybe the whole run was a setup. How did Karen escape? Karen was carrying the first haul out. When the assault team in us, she jumped into a koi pond and lay on the bottom for about 5 minutes doing her woo-woo key center thing. They dropped a flashbang grenade into the pond to clear it. That messed her up real good. Burst her eardrums, gave her a concussion, ruptured the blood vessels in her eyes, nose, and mouth, knocked the wind out of her lungs. She stayed on the bottom for another couple of minutes. I once asked her what that was like. She just said, painful. That was Karen. Still looked like a concrete block. You're wrecked, Ambrose. How'd you survive so much trauma? Ambrose taps the side of his head. Cowardice, job security. I was always real scared of getting hurt. I clutched up my tactical computer with some realware in my headwear radio. As soon as my vitals went screwy, my trauma protocols kicked in and my radio started broadcasting my heartbeat. Karen couldn't drive. She homed in on my beacon and cut me out of the wreck with our demo saw. Then she shot me up with enough adrenaline, PMO4, and morphine to reanimate a corpse. Ambrose shivers a little at the memory. And she put 3 trauma patches on me in a row. It shredded my renal system. He taps his chair. That's why this hot little rod has an artificial liver and a dialysis machine in it. They hit you with a construction vehicle? Yeah, it shoved the van right in a plasticrete wall. A nearby robotic arm equipped for heavy mechanical work emphatically snaps its vice-like claws. Crushed it like a beer can. I learned something that day. Tell you what, how to seriously slot someone's day. Ambrose gestures with his chin towards the clinic's false ceiling. I got an articulated backhoe boom up there with a demolition claw. Hell with guns, everyone ever fucks with a chrome alloy, they'll learn what high-powered hydraulics really mean. Anyway, that's how it all went down. Afterwards, things were real hard for a while. Ambrose seems to take stock of himself. He breathes heavily, tension drains from his body, and he slowly relaxes. Here I am, though. Ripshot no more. By the way, Ripshot is dead. Let's keep it that way. Please don't say that name to anyone, okay? Karen was an artist at faking deaths, and she made sure we both vanished. Ambrose shakes himself up and rubs his eyes anxiously. Listen, Wiggles, this is a stressful subject for me. We can talk more about it past another day. For now, I'm spent. You mentioned Essence. Tell me about it. Sure, what do you want to know? Ambrose taps his wheelchair with his 3 fingers eagerly. It's fascinating stuff. What exactly is Essence? Ambrose gives an exaggerated shrug and pursing his lips. Well, I'm not sure. It's a life force, sort of. Essence is like the ability of the spirit to recognize and stay connected to the body. Augmenting the body reduces our essence. When our essence is exhausted, the spirit quits the body and we die. Like giving up the ghost? Then there's this popular idea that essence is disrupted when we attach non-human things to our nervous system, but that's only kind of true. If you install a Diajack or bionic arm, there's definitely a lot of neural interface. However, if you get bone lacing or dermal armor, those don't have much neural interface, right? But they still murder on your essence. The body still recognizes them as alien and invasive. So there's something more to essence than just a neural interface. It happens with people when they get stuff planted in their body to help them, like fake knees and stuff like that. I forgot what they do exactly, but they have to do something to basically prevent the system from fighting this invasion of foreign sources. So it's the same exact concept, except in the real world we don't have anything like essence per se. This is just a game mechanic. There are all sorts of weird theories about essence as bio-spiritual integrity and stuff. I try to read some of the medical papers, but it's like trying to drive a go-kart through a blackberry thicket. Hell if I know what it really is. Is there any way to restore lost essence? Nope, but there's a ton of research going into it, like hundreds of millions of new in a year. The person who figures out how to restore essence is going to change the world. Well, since it's still a game mechanic, they'll never do it. Think about it. We might be able to achieve a full biological regeneration or even resurrection of the dead. I wouldn't need replacement parts. I might just be able to grow my own body back. That'd be something else. Can I install cyberware below 0 essence? No. You drop below 0 essence, you die. Ambrose shakes his head emphatically, face grim. Every hardcore street soldier asks that. Trust me, there is no way to do it. However, it seems like people can't cultivate the ability to carry a little bit more cyberware, or can cultivate the ability to carry a little bit of cyberware. Theorists think it really just makes essence. You've got to go further. Ambrose taps his 3 fingers on his paunch thoughtfully. As long as we're bullshitting, though, there's a lot of rumors about cyber zombies and corporate experiments and deep augmentation going into negative essence. Hell, there's even some convincing evidence posted by runners that these experiments exist, but no credible medical entry has ever recognized proof. If that tech is out there, it's light years beyond anything you'll find on the streets. Do I think the corps are doing the research? Of course, why not? But does it work? I got no idea. Why don't you get some cloned limbs? Those don't take essence. I've got the ACUS. Acquired cybernetic hyperimmunity syndrome. My body rejects all sorts of mods and biotech. My body now thinks the chrome is legitimate and everything else is an intruder. It's got a list of over 70 things I'm now allergic to, including bioimplants, so no cloned limbs for me. Kind of a bummer. No horseradish either. No carrots, no barbiturates. Man, I used to love horseradish. Yeah, there's actually, I forgot what it is, but there's certain trauma that can happen that makes your body allergic to certain things, whether it be mental or physical. Like a shock to the system can do that, stuff like that. So it's not the exact same concept of what's going on here, but that is a real world phenomenon. How is essence measured? Now, there are a zillion different systems for measuring essence, but everyone on the street just uses the rule of 6. The rule says the body is an index of 6 essence, and all augmentation can be loosely scored on how much they reduce that number. It was originally the Medivh Durac Biohealism Index, and after 2 early researchers, they figured that the body had 6 parts, and they observed that replacing a limb with an early cyber prosthetic look around 1/6 of a person's capacity. They developed a theory that cyber capacity was based on body regions. Each region could have up to 100% cyber, and the whole body added up to 600%, which is written as 6. Turns out the whole theory is flawed, and body region doesn't matter much for essence cost, but the rule 6 was easy and intuitive. It stuck, so we still use it. Ambrose gives you a crooked smile, eyes glittering. Essence is cool stuff. Cool stuff. At the end of the day, I don't know what is. I just know I'm almost out of it. Goodbye, Ambrose. Thanks for the share. Cheers, Wiggles. Talk to you later. And no one has any new gear for now, so you don't have to worry about it. So you can probably finally buy stuff. You probably have a decent amount of money by this point, so you can probably actually buy some stuff for you to build up, kind of like what I did with my flamethrower, but I'm not buying much of anything else, so. Further Kai-Fi. The younger of the Kai-Fi sons mans his post at the club's front door. He's showing off his hulking arms to a couple wan-looking girls from the docks. They're clearly self-interested. Fawning gets them inside with no cover charge. I know what you're thinking. Some public's rot. If you're, for them maybe. Who, those girls? Ha, they're harmless. Having some fun with me. Hey, all the stuff around here is all just fluff anyway. Oh, you don't know. I know you know that. You've got the eyes, doing what you do. You know what's what and ain't. Well, you're all the same, you and me. People in here may look at the past, but it's different with us. We're legit. We got the edge. Everyone else is just a poser. Have you ever done anything other than bouncing? It's not what I've done. It's about what I can do. I've got potential. I just need to prove it and show my ball that I can do what he used to do. This cushy life, it's not for me. I'm capable of so much more. Ma won't ever see it, but I know my ball will understand. He's not meant for this kind of life either. You know it. You talked with him, right? You see it in him. Once a badass pirate, always a badass pirate. Gotta be the same with you, Rot. Can't ever see yourself going back to a normal life. Shadowrunner is where it's all at. Fancy yourself a Shadowrunner? I want to be something. Shadowrunners, sure. I see you and your types roll up, hard edge like you are. I can see myself doing that. But there's also the triads. Lots of guys get the start that way. Work their way up. Some of them starting aren't as regular gangsters. And be looking to jump a few rungs right off the bat. Of course, considering who I am and who my bar is. But I think my bar would be most proud if I followed in his footsteps. Joined up with the pirate crew. Be a scourge at the open sea. I know it's in my blood. I just need to let it out. And I'll leave you be. Well, let him figure out his own thing. Not here to change his mind on things or convince him otherwise. So I got another new patron, another Kickstarter and a Shadowrunner you can hire. El Deuce, this tall, well-built human has been watching you since the moment you entered Club 88. Surreptitiously, of course, glances over his shoulder and the like, but you're certain he'd be watching you. He finally speaks as you draw near. I hear you're wanting to talk to about the works in the shadows. Maybe, maybe not. What's it to you? He shrugs and folds his arms across his chest. I'm looking for work here in Hong Kong, but I don't have my own team. I asked around and the players here in Hawaii. They said to talk to you. Call me El Deuce. I'm a street samurai, good with shotguns, close combat, and I've got a bit of medical know-how on top of that. My rates are reasonable unless it's a run against Shiwas. In that case, it's completely free. Why went free against Shiwas? Because the sons of bitches killed my wife and stole my son. Deuce's voice is on the flat. Anything to screw them over. I don't need to get paid for. Why take your son? Profit in biology. He's got the genes for type 0 immune system. You know what that is? If you're a biotech too, you can say that's a universal donor designation, isn't it? But I don't since I go, no, what's that mean? It means that his organs and bloods can be donated to anyone. They're universally compatible. If a company wants to produce bio on the cheap, they use thinless type 0 bodies as templates to grow the wear in. Human factories, basically. Sick stuff, but it's not like we can complain to anybody. Officially, we don't even exist. Shaking his head, Deuce looks away. Let's talk about something else, okay? And no, we're never going to get into his backstory further, and it never gets resolved. We don't resolve it or help him resolve it, so, because he's not the main character, so. You live here in Ahoy? No, junking mansions down the way, near Hong Kong. It's a real hellhole, but nothing like the walled city. Still, I come here because this is where the work is. Lots of smugglers come in and out, and a lot of freelancers need to solve problems. Gesturing towards the rest of the bar, Deuce surveys the dingy interior with an uncritical eye. Places like this exist all over the world. Dives where cops won't come in except with riot gear, where people like us gather around and try to figure out how to make our next new yen. Find the right one, and you can find any kind of work you want. Have you been a Shadowrunner your whole life? Chuckling, Deuce shakes his head. Nope, originally I was in IT, unit tech support. The hell of a jump to being a Shadowrunner. Yeah, well, having your wife gunned down and your kids still intends to focus your attention. Sounds like a bad situation sim, doesn't it? Bad action sim, doesn't it? Still, that's how it happened. One day she was getting a reckoning. See you later, Deuce. You two keep safe, alright? But yeah, his story's never gonna get resolved. It's just one of those things to give him character, I guess. You catch Kai-Fi lost in reverie, staring at a wall plastered with photos, and while most are signed celebrity headshots, there are scattered among them more personal images from days long past. Lots of faces on this wall, lots of strangers staring back at me. These aren't friends of yours? Nope, just rich strangers with a publicist trying to lacquer them in street cred. Whoops! I didn't actually mean to click that twice. They want a stack of carefully staged photographs that seem like paparazzi shots in a notorious underworld hideout in Arms Bazaar. Henry smiled sardonically. If we were really all that, the HKPF would have bombed us by now. Club 88 is a neutral zone, and Irvine deals mostly in small arms. We clear the joint, let them stage things however they like, throw a few tattooed out blue lanterns in the background. In exchange, we get a big stack of new and a glossy face on the wall to show how popular our club has become. Kindly locks all Hawaii down for the visit. Those famed bunnies are safer here than they probably are in the penthouses. It's all my wife's idea, of course. She's got a good head on her shoulders. Callum's lucky he's got her brains. I'm afraid Frederick takes after his old man. But wasn't it you who first started running guns through here? Heard about that, did you? Loose lips. But yeah, I took a turn as a small-time smuggler. Less excitement than you might think. Never really made all that much extra money doing it. Had it been riskier, I would never have bothered. But our boat's engineer was a good friend of mine. He was in on the deal. He could tuck away those crates in the engine room where only he knew they existed. I just had to shepherd them on and off the boat. Probably could have negotiated better deals, but I just wanted to be rid of the stuff as fast as I could. Didn't want Wu Jing to find out, and I especially didn't want Ermine to find out. But find out she did, though. She surprised me with a rejection. Thought she would throw a fit, but the only thing she was mad about was my profit margin, so she took over. Tell me about you and Ermine. She and I grew up together here in Hawaii. We were childhood sweethearts, but how often do such things last? Back in 2021, we were both 18 and unsure of our future. We both gobbled eyes. The world was turned on its head. People said it was disease of a result of biological weapon. There was panic everywhere. But Ermine and I saw it differently. We saw it as a sign that we were meant to be. It didn't matter if we were lepers because we were lepers together. Wish I could say she was the first and only love in my life, but there will always be another. I heeded her call for far too long before finally sitting down here with Ermine. Even so, that call is always there, tempting me to go back, to be lost forever. Worst ways to go, I suppose. I do my best to resist, try to focus on what Ermine has built here for us. I'll leave you be. No, man, it's a tough choice. Family or what you're born to. Callum Kai-Fi. Callum sits with his eyes closed and his head back. One might assume he's asleep while trying to shake a particularly nasty hangover, but when he stirs, his eyes are clear and uncharacteristically focused. What goes wrong? What brings you back? It's good to see you're sober, Callum.
Myself off, got some serious thinking to do. What's going on? Maybe nothing, maybe everything. Could be a way out of this pit, a way to do something more with my life than sell cheap thrills and cheap pills. Is this the way out you mentioned? I met a man, or rather a man sought me out, and went to all the trouble to set up a meet and get into Hawaii. That takes guts for someone corporate. He said he's a recruiter like a talent scout for one of the big corporations, and they're interested in me. Can you believe that? Even way down here in Hawaii, they've heard of me. They see potential in me. Callum Far. One of the big shots at this corp wants me to be my benefactor. It's amazing, right? Even Lee Kai-shing needed mentors, and he became one of the most successful men in the world. This is my start. This is my thing. This recruiter wouldn't tell me the guy's name or the name of the corps. It's all still very preliminary. This is the first step, you know, but a big first step toward walking out of here. Is it really so bad here? You've been here long enough and you should know better by now. Most people figure it out in the first few hours. Hawaii is a way station, halfway between something better and something worse. You stay here, you're just accepting the fact that you'll never amount to anything. You're agreeing that all you care about is keeping your head above water. It's 4 good walls and 3 square meals at its best. Some people pass through on the way down before bottoming out of the walled city, or as floated in the harbor. Others pass through on the way up to places like Sakushing or Aberdeen. That's how I tend to go. I'll leave you be. Well, we'll see what happens, but, you know, like I said, this corporate world doesn't really care about you and your feelings, so who knows. But I'm not saying this life is best for me either. What's best in life? To beat your enemies down, or however the line goes from Conan. It feels as though a pall hangs over Club 88. There are a few patrons on the dance floor and far more hushed conversation than rancorous frivolity. Ermine scans the thin-tube crowd as if she could suss out the reason for the change. Something's not right at all. Someone forget to spike the punch bowl? If only it were that simple. Usually when it gets this way, it's for obvious reasons. The death of someone beloved in Hawaii, or a terrorist attack hitting too close to home. This time I don't know. But it doesn't matter. When spirits are down, people drink. When spirits are high, people drink. We make money either way. I just prefer knowing which way the wind was blowing. Come from being an old sailor's wife. You said you worked in the corporate sector? Oh yes, I was with Hau for many years before the boys were born. I started as low as one could get, but I was always good with people, and I understood the politics better than most. Being a troll in the corporate world is very hard. There's a lot of bigotry. However, I turned it to my advantage in every way I could. People underestimate me. I used that in every way I could, and sometimes being able to project raw, contained power is very useful. Slowly I climbed the ladder. Sometimes I wonder what might have been if Callum hadn't come along when he did, but there's no change in the past. Are things with Callum any better? No, he's become even more distant, more secretive. I saw him talking with someone the other day, the kind of person who doesn't belong in Hawaii and shouldn't even be here. I don't know who they were or what they wanted, but Callum was clearly trying to hide it from me. I have a bad feeling, the same heavy feeling that hangs over this place. Something is wrong, and something bad is coming from my son, and I don't know if I can stop it. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have bothered you with my worries. Surely you have more important business. I'll leave you be. Well, it's like this family is not the perfect beings you think they are. But there are no true perfect beings. But anyway, with the job done, there's more people to talk about. What did the rest of the townspeople have to say? Will we get a chance to talk to our allies? Find out next time in the next episode of Shadowrun Hong Kong. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.